Hear My Voice, Believe is a story of hope. During Catholic Mission's World Mission Month, you're encouraged to help raise up leaders and bring new hope to Indigenous communities and future generations. Here at home, we have our own invitation to hear the voice of Indigenous Australians.
The great privilege for me is being able to discover the depth and the prayerfulness of Indigenous faith, Catholic faith, and their association with nature and with the land as God's creation. Our own Indigenous people have a great feel for it and a great sense that this is a gift from God, and it's to be treated with respect.
Angela and Carmelita are from the remote Aboriginal land of Wadeye, about an hour's flight from Darwin. They've come to Darwin to join 280 Indigenous students at Noongalina College. This ecumenical campus is supported in part by the Diocese of Darwin and Catholic Mission.
We really want Indigenous Christians to grow in their faith, and we also want them to be empowered as leaders in their communities.
Noongalina is unique, really, where people are trained to take their place in the communities as leaders of that community, but not just leaders, but spiritual leaders. And so we're just so extraordinarily grateful to Catholic Mission because they provide the resources for us to work together and get really good outcomes.
While Angela and Carmelita study liturgy and ministry in English, their first language is Murunpata. Scholars have described their language as more complex than classical Greek. When they return home, they will share their faith in Murunpata.
I'm trying to intercede the Lord, to fight Him. So that's the main thing for me too, is to keep looking, searching for Him, so I can go back and share with my families and friends.
Angela and Carmelita return to their isolated home by air. During the wet season, there are no roads in or out. Your support through Catholic Mission helps the diocese meet student travel and living costs and many essential commitments. For example, the diocese runs Wadeye's only school and its Indigenous language program. Francello and Sister Tess work with teachers to plan each week's curriculum. Classes up to Year 3 are given in Murunpata and English. Religious education is in both languages through to Year 12. Preserving language helps preserve the children's culture, voice, and sense of dignity. Community life takes Angela and Carmelita to remote locations with parish priest Father Leo. They celebrate Mass with the community they regard as extended family. When someone is troubled, Angela and Carmelita are there for them, to listen and to share their gospel spirituality of forgiveness, faith and hope. Inspired by their example, and with your ongoing support through Catholic Mission, 3 others in this small community will soon begin leadership training at Noongalina.
Of course, one of the highlights for our own Indigenous people of the territory was when Pope John Paul came here. He said, "You are part of Australia and Australia is part of you." He said that you must make your contribution to the church in Australia, and until you have made your contribution and until the church has joyfully received it, then the church in Australia will never be the church that Jesus Christ wants it to be.
Angela and Carmelita invite us to join Theodora, a graduate of Noongalina and the matriarch of Wadeye. They have brought us here because Theodora's father experienced first contact with Catholic missionaries on this beach. Theodora describes receiving the good news as her greatest gift. We asked them about the spirit here. Theodora translates Carmelita's answer.
She said that it's the same wherever you go, wherever you are. You can feel the spirit. What is out there? It's the wind. It's the landscape of that country. Whether it's hill, beach or sea. That's where I can find myself. The real spirit is there.
At Mass, Father Leo reads the Gospel in Murampata. The community hears Jesus say, "There are many mansions in my Father's house. I go to prepare a place for you." In the spirit of the Gospel, leaders like Angela, Carmelita and Theodora say to us, in God's kingdom, there is a place for everyone. Can we hear their voice?
I'm so impressed with the Indigenous people here, their sense of forgiveness, because our track record with our own Indigenous First Australians is not good. And it would be easy for them to be very angry with us. So I just thoroughly enjoy their friendship. I feel very privileged to be their friend, and it's something that I absolutely treasure.
Thank you for hearing the voice of Indigenous communities this World Mission Month and believing that together we can be advocates for change by raising leaders in our schools, our local communities and globally, offering hope to the next generation.